Man, figures. What up, people? On the red brick road. What time is it? We don't know. We know 1,000 years been added to our timeline minimal. I was just on the checking out Spartan Red channel. Dean's on there right now live. So this is the last stand probably for this computer I'm running right now. Hard drive failure is imminent. It's been bad for about over a year, but I just seem to manage to get by to trick the computer into booting back up one last time. So we're going to take another ride with it before she dies. So she's got to be rebuilt. This is a very good computer. I recommend Apple products. The MacBook Pro was an absolutely wonderful machine. I've had it since 2011. Matter of fact, for 5 years it never even shut down, and look how long it's lasted. So great job. Nice device. So here we are in the black mirror and saying to the world, say, what are we? Evolving or are we devolving? That's a question that seems pretty clear. They give you the illusion that you're evolving, and they devolve your brain. You know, our brain, every day. So that's a fact. So we have to start looking at things differently. We have to be wiser than them serpents. See, we gotta be like owls. See, go eat them serpents. See, that's what them owls do. They're pretty wise. You can't even hear them coming. So we have to work as a collective and turn this around in a positive direction, you know. And sometimes that's a little bit difficult, but I think what I'm gonna get busy doing is working on this machine here, and I'm gonna restructure red bricks and I'm going to make it to the best of my ability to have it simple and concise and lead people to other channels. Simple and concise and lead people to other channels. And we're going to be pushing the truth, and we're going to begin building a chronological database of all our inputs. And I'm going to need help, because we're going to build something real powerful, folks. We're going to build our own database search engine for meltology, and I think it's going to be cool, and we'll all have access to it. We'll create backups for it, and I think we're going to be on the road of making waves in the black mirror. I feel it. I see the talented presence of the meltologies. We get these guys, everybody together as one, do some thinking to get something produced, to turn this world upside down, to melt their minds open. So that's what my hope is as I tax this computer. See, I'm always taxing this computer really hard. This baby's worked really, really hard for me. She's been a good machine. So maybe Apple should come give me a computer and test their next model out. I won't shut it off. We'll see how long it runs. Come on, Apple. Send Red Brick Baba. Brand new MacBook Pro. I'll put ads on your channel and send links out. Come on now. Help a poor meltologist make a wave. So anyway, we're drinking coffee here, trying to melt minds open and tell you what's been happening here in my little neck of the woods. And that's hard drive failures eminent on my computer. So, we live in a melted realm. Right down the street where I live, there's Kirk in the Hills and Bloomfield Hills. If it would have went through more meltification, it would look just like this. Same type of design, same era. We don't know what went down, folks, but it's starting to look like we're getting closer and closer to finding the truth. Trace routes, bricks, buildings, convoluted stories. We put it all together and we start seeing. So get on the Red Brick Road, hit some of these channels. Got links in the description box. And so we'll put that on hold there for a second, and we'll say this. We are going to be on hold for a while. So, I seen this video first produced by Divergent, and then the next time I seen it was produced by Spartan Red. He has it labeled Down the Rabbit Hole. I'll put a link in the description box. You go watch it there. Send it to other people. Links just for food for thought to get more people looking at the imagery and coming up with something, a concise overview or thought, a synopsis in regard to that. Because I always say, they always try to steer people away from the truth, and or to make it seem bizarre and crazy, and nobody wants to talk about the truth. So Spartan Red, Laughing Eagle, Dean, they produced this video here, Down the Rabbit Hole. So we're going to play it out for you. It's not that long. Go there, subscribe to this channel. If you're not already, if you're a Red Brick subscriber, go to Spartan Red channel. Tell them Red Brick Bob sent you. So here we go. We're gonna see what we got going here. Hopefully that's not too loud. That's just music. Hollow Earth. I watched this when they did a live World Frank segment on this. Mammoth Cave. Photoshop. What do you think? What do you think, Red Brick people? We need some comments. We need some minds. We need the collective. Look at that, and this looks like it's made out of just incredible. But you could tell it went through a multiplication too, can't you, folks? So it seems like a group of people want to devolve us or control us to believe in certain things and not see things that are real and tangible. Like we discussed, like these characters here, their appearance could have been from electromagnetic augmentation of their DNA by using, mercury and sodium, and different metals, mercury. Who knows? But I know this has been erased, and one of the biggest culprits is like the Smithsonian Institute. These people that say they bring you history, and what they do is bury most of it so they can continue to keep their lives awake. Well, that's kind of sad song. I don't like that sad ass music. They had a good tune, but incredible. All that light. Now, what's this, folks? Huh? Is that what his Photoshop collection? Art, power, energy. Either way, they're showing you the same thing. Maybe these are pictures they took directly thereafter in different areas, and then they just give you a story that was all in Mammoth Cave. I don't know that either, but I know that they've been working on deceiving the people for a long time with imagery as well, way back when. So we can look at the imagery they used way back when, or if it was created in the here and now to have someone to try to take you back to the back when. They just had a guy on Jeopardy. He has a twin brother, and that's what he does for a living. He makes and creates things to make them look old and take pictures of them. So that's what he does for a living. See, and Jeopardy's rigged. So they want who they bring on board, one of their constituents in the Freemasonry Club is who gets paid. And it's all just a little game, just like your NFL and your sports and so forth. You believe it or not, just like your lottery. The big money rollers are going to be one of the constituents who wins, not just the average Joe ever. That's a fact. But anyway, back to looking at them strange pictures. Pretty bizarre, huh? Look like siren heads, man. My grandson watches this thing on YouTube called Siren Heads, and them things look like siren heads. Tech on the grid. Regardless of how they want to portray the imagery with those odd looking characters that are probably just deformed from electromagnetic fields or something, or metals or mercury, or a combination of them all, and something terrible happened. You know what I mean? We know something terrible happened. This realm was melted. So maybe these are some of the survivors, and this is the aftermath of how they looked and conditions they had to live in for how long, I don't know. So more of we don't know. So I tell you what, for this computer acting up this morning, this puppy's running pretty good right now, man. Not one drop frame. We're only using 30% of the hard drive, or the CPU rather. You know, look at the size. And the size of that. What could have been a dragon. Because they talk about dragons and stuff in the past. And more survival pockets. Now, who are these characters? Now, I know a cat named David lives in Waterford. He's got an oblong head like this, man. He does. He's a clockmaker, and he's really strange, man. I hope you don't see this video, David. Strange in a good way, though. You know, he's a good guy, but he's just strange, you know. And he don't dress like that, but this guy's strange. He's got his mailbox bolted shut, so he don't want no mail. He has a P.O. box. He took all the junk mail and took it back to the post office. Said, here, it's yours. They said, no, we don't want it. They said, no, it's yours, and you left it there with them. All this junk mail for over a year. Yeah, he's strange. He looks like them oblong head dudes. Real smart, man. But in some ways, dumb as a box of rocks, man. I have an uncle that way, too. He's got a real high IQ, but if you smelled gas and there was no light, he would light a lighter. So, that ain't very smart, but that's what he did before, and boom. So, he survived. Just singed all his facial hair. some of his top of his hair, and made his ears ring for a minute. See, more siren head. There's a siren head back there. See that? I have to show my grandson them this picture here. Now what's up with this? See, they got this tech on their head. See, is that what happened when the melt happened? His crown melted some, or his tech stuff fucked up some. Oh, excuse me for cursing. Hey, there's my precious. Huh? Is that where they got that from? That guy had some secrets about lightning and shit and everything, and they caught him. Huh? Frodo, Bilbo Baggins. Stories of the past in your face to let you know something else went down in this place. See? Yep, down the rabbit hole for real. So, but it does look like some genuine meltification of what occurred on this realm, and what was there and what we're looking at was real. Even those characters per se, to make something look like something else when you're doing something. You know what I mean? Like, like the Indians did it. They dress up like Indians and go wreck some areas and then blame the Indians, but somebody else did that, portrayed that. Same with those images of those people with oblong heads and weaponry. Could have been fascies. It's a scare tactic, to think it's something other than humans doing it. You know what I mean? To take the blame away, to divert the eye. See, a trick, order out of chaos. Could be something around them lines as well, folks. Timeline in this era, you had to have a mask on, and they had a big problem. 1 out of 3 women had syphilis, and they would snatch women right up off the street in San Francisco if you suspected of having syphilis, and all kinds of terrible stories about that all over this America. Again with the orphan trains, kids all over, because they're just snatching women up, and all kinds of weird stuff's happening, things that we're not told about in this dark age. So, just like you hear about your white heads, your gray heads, and so forth, you know what I mean? And we have this Darth Vader story. Well, I believe it comes from the past of what you're looking at right here, and I believe they had fascies and they were wrecking the joint. And that's my own inner thought, what comes to my own mind, because of they're thespians, and they've been thespians for a long time. I mean, you had so many characters. Look at some of the thespians that had their hand at writing the Bible and so forth. So we could go on and on and on just talking about that, but we don't want to do that. We just want to have you answer some questions, and you give us your food for thought, man. What do you think? Help us be that collective, be the answer. Is that Photoshop? Is that something that somebody did back then in 1909? Or is that something somebody did and presented that way? So, a lot of questions. But again, they did a good job with the background and getting the sky out. Or was it that appearance then, after the meltification happened? Again, more questions than answers. So, now you look at that real close, and you can tell it went through a meltification, So, 1909, they're showing you this melted realm with characters like this, with tech on his head, tech everywhere. That flower arrangement there on the right looks like something Deborah, the red brick chick, had at the end of her video set up. Real cool flower arrangement with marijuana growing. Kind of cool. See? What is that? Trying to get people to believe in something back then that wasn't? I don't know. But there, I'm certain they're showing you some tech on their grid. You know, perhaps that was one of the methods of lighting inside this mammoth cave. You know, and other means as well. Just that's what you got to see. And there you see a real big, tall dude. You know, with tech on his head. The guy in the background there with tech on his head. Tech everywhere. So they're showing you more of this tech. The tech. And that's a big dude there. That would have been cool to have been able to see this realm right after the meltdown, you know, after it was cooling down and after the flood went away, man. That would have been really cool to be the first eyes to see what this realm looked like, man. You know? At least in my mind's eye. So that was in Mammoth Cave with artificial light, or with no light sometimes, or a cycle of light from some artificial source. We don't know. It's like that little character. Now look at the guys in the back wearing masks. See? That makes sense too. 1909, 1911, Spanish flu, they were telling everybody put a mask on or go to jail. See? Again, take over, control, power to get you to do something that you don't have to do and you shouldn't do. But they did it again and again. Same recipe. Pretty nice clothes, but it looks like he went through some shit, didn't it, man? He had tech on, too, you see it, folks. Oh, excuse me, I just took a big drag of some juice. Is that too loud, I wonder? It was too loud, sorry. Cute little guy there, huh? Looks like somebody's teeth. I knew he had teeth like that. Frodo's brother. Huh? Precious. Precious, sir. That's your kid. What does that look like to you, folks? To me, that looks Photoshop. But there again, I'm asking. I'm not telling. That, who knows how that's running. Perhaps ether with the mercury in there and drawing it straight from. Or possibly could be Stirling type of motor. There was a heat source hitting it somewhere else. I don't know. I'd like to see it in real life. So, and just like they said in the past, those were pillars melted down, and that's the remains, and then some type of life was growing on top of it, because a lot of nutrients there for plant life to grow. So, you're seeing it from Mammoth Cave. So, I think that's going to wrap her up, because there might be a quick little glitch here, because I'm going to restart my OBS. So if I just get cut off, folks, forgive me. I told you this hard drive is trying to fail. So we're going to be right